Eat your vegetables!
Hello, everyone. Thank you, JJ Video Dawn, for that excellent intro and the music and the pictures and setting up the whole stream. I'm like so blessed to have such a technical genius here.
Oh, I think that's a bit overstating, but thank you. Appreciate you. It's not a problem,
And
baby.
you eat plants too, so it's even better. I
I
got a
do.
meatless producer.
I have been transformed.
Man, tell us,
Be ye
you were just
transformed by
I've
the
been so
look. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your diet.
the what do we call it? We're formerly known as meat eaters,
Right.
like the artist formerly known. But I'm so excited to eat my salad tonight. I go through these. I just posted the like all the ingredients to it on the veganology group today,
Mhm,
and it
mhm.
just made me like so wanting it all day. I've been just like craving that fresh, I don't know how like you can crave a salad, but it's happening. And then I was thinking of the cucumber and the ranch. Saw you making that guacamole. that famous
Yeah.
guacamole just now. And that food processor, thanks, Mom, if you're listening. I know I
Thank
sent you the
you,
link.
Mom, for the food processor. We love it. I
Man,
chopped the onion in literally under 2.2 seconds.
I don't know. I have a feeling that's got to go on the Christmas list for next year because I think we're going to wear that out.
You think so?
Yes, I do. Because I mean, I feel like I use it for everything. I use it to make my celery juice, which I have a video coming up soon here. I'm almost done. We just put out the French toast video that Dawn was, what was that, Saturday? I think we
I
did that
think
one.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like,
Saturday night.
oh, I think I want some French toast for dinner, and we did it with the just egg and the wheat Beyond sausage patties. That was so good, and the just egg was like perfectly cooked. I used to be a huge egg person. Like I could have ate eggs every day.
Now, see, that is one thing that I didn't miss too much because while I could eat eggs, I wasn't a huge egg person. So I didn't really miss the eggs as much as I thought I would.
Yes. Hey, Kathy. There's a video. Can you not see? Or like, can you see our broadcast? I think I can, yeah, I can see. Oh, you mean like on camera? No, I'm not on camera. I didn't get the webcam hooked up tonight. I'm sorry. But you should be able to see like my face and J videos logo.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
I
I
pulled
can
it
see
up
it
on the
too. I
phone.
think she meant just like video like of our face. But I don't have the webcam hooked up on this computer right now, and I didn't come on the phone because I
Nice
can't
to
do
meet you,
restream.
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Kathy is in my vegan knowledge group, and she helped me out with one of the shows that, or not shows, but like a video. And she was telling me today that was it Meet My Meat. Wait, I'm gonna have to look it up. I had it in there, but it was this video by PETA, and I watched a couple of minutes of the at least the trailer of it, and it definitely shows factory farming in a new light. Alec Baldwin actually is in it or narrating it.
Really?
I'll put a link out in there if you want to join, Kathy, at any point in time. Like we'll put a link in the chat. So you're not seeing anything on your end? Because when I pull up YouTube, I'm seeing both of our, not our actual. Okay, she sees it. Okay. I was worried that we had no video at all. So, today we just wanted to discuss like top 5 tips to going plant-based.
I put the
Nice to
link in
meet.
the chat.
Um, and if
If you
you
want to come up and speak on the panel, feel free to click that link right down there in the chat section and follow the prompts to go to Safari or whatever it is, whatever browser you're using, and you can come on up and share your ideas with us.
Meet your meat. Thank you. I think I was saying it wrong. Meet your meat. That's what it was. And I've got a link I'll put after the stream. I'll put in the description of this video like all of the links to the movies and everything, documentaries that we talk about. So, yeah, I think I saw, did I see it was like 2002 or maybe even older than that, but it definitely still has the same impact. Because I think a lot of, if things were to, if people, like some people, I think what happens is I didn't really ever know, like, or maybe I didn't want to know because I went, plant based at 42. So I was kind of already in that mindset. And it's so amazing, like over like 6 months, how my mindset completely changed. I started for health reasons, but once I started getting in the groups and watching different documentaries and hearing the things that go on with animals and the animal, agriculture and the way that they're treated, even cows, it like evolved. And I was going to talk about that in like the third, I think it's the tip number 3, but it's like sometimes the reason you start can like add on to it or evolve you into wanting to stay vegan, because it's like some people are like, how can you never cheat or never, eat meat? And it's like at this point in time, it's not anything to do with a diet. My cheating is, oh, I'm going to get Beyond Burgers and a bunch of processed vegan junk food, instead of like, I'm going to have an actual burger, because of the way that it's kind of resonated with me ethically now in my heart, that I could never support something that would torture, the animals like that. So it kind of, for me, that's sort of what kept me on that trend, as well as the health benefits I experienced, which have been outstanding. Like, I've ever since I was, plant-based for 3 months, I think, or not even maybe 3 months, I started feeling things like in a month, more energy. I had no more back pain. I had lost, weight. And like I said this in my video, not only lost weight, but kept it off. Even though sometimes people are like, oh, you can't eat a lot of carbs. I eat plenty of carbs, and I still, maintain a weight. I'll go up a little bit and down a little bit, but not like anything where I was before I went plant based. I had no more allergies was my big thing. That's one reason I'll never ever even want to drink dairy or eat dairy again, because I know that's probably one of the top things that was causing my allergies forever. So it definitely has been life changing for me.
Me too. I tell you what, I saw her. I was doing a lot of fasting. I still do to this day. And, one of the cool things about being a vegan is you can add it into um, any diet that you're doing. What's wrong with eating vegetables? You should have vegetables and plants in your diet anyway. So if you are eating a diet where you're eating meat or anything or dairy, which you shouldn't be, but you can always add in vegetables. And when you're fasting, that's the ultimate diet to go along with a fast intermittent fasting plan is a vegan diet, because now you're only putting alkaline things in your body and aligning it with the way that it's supposed to operate. And that, along with hydrating, drinking plenty of water, with no sugars and additives and things like that, you're golden. Your body is going to run optimally, like a car running on high octane fuel that's getting regular oil changes. That's how your body's going to run. Your cognitive ability is going to be there. So yeah, vegan diet is the way to go. I started out trying to be a vegetarian, and Jen and I kind of started at the same time, and she took it and ran with it, where I took it for the most part, but veered off a little bit to have a pizza here and there. I haven't eaten meat in a couple years, but I would have the occasional pizza. But as of August, I cut out the vegetarianism and I went completely vegan, no dairy whatsoever. And the only thing left was the pizza. I was eating vegan butter and almond milk and stuff like that, no eggs anyway. But when I cut the pizza out, that was it. And I have noticed nothing but good since. And that was August.
Definitely. I'm really, really proud of you for doing that.
Thank
It's
you.
like, and all you can
Thank
do,
you for
is,
inspiring me.
yeah, I mean, the big thing about it is you can't, force people to do something that they're not going to do. You can only tell your own story, your own experiences, put out, factual information. And that for me is like why I wanted to tell everyone about it, because the more I researched it, it was like so clear to me that why we're dealing with a lot of the things we're dealing with in our bodies. Like, I used to think, I've said this on a couple other streams, but I used to think that I was getting heartburn from tomato sauce. And really, I have not had heartburn since I've been vegan. Like, it definitely like something our body was not meant to break down meat. It causes a lot of the acid reflux. It's causing allergies, causing heart disease, and just different, and type 2 diabetes. And it's, I wish this information was more out there. So that's one of the reasons I think that I encourage people to, because you don't realize how much it can impact your health, and you don't realize at all what it can impact the environment and how it can help save animals too. So I think for me, it's a no brainer. But there are people who might be interested in it, who are like I was at 41 and hadn't even known any of this whole world of information wasn't opened up to me yet. So, if I hadn't seen that raw food healing video, or you hadn't shown it to me, because you actually brought it to my attention, and that's what got me into wanting to do the raw vegan, diet. And it was like, if I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't be where I am now. So, like, anything we can put out online, any of these lives we can do, any videos, if it sparks someone's attention, and helps them to heal, or helps them to be, make their lives better, then that is worth it.
Yep.
So I think one of the things that is like, even if you're interested in going plant based, you need to have like a roadmap, kind of like, okay, where do I start? So these are the things that I came up with that kind of worked for me, that I feel like will help someone, that if they want to do it, then we have like 5 tips that we'll discuss, but in detail. The first one is going to be just to, first of all, make the commitment and say, because like I say all the time, a lot of stuff that you already eat is is vegetables. There's only a couple things that you have to adjust or alter. It sounds like this huge commitment, I'm going to be plant based, and it is. There's some adjustments you have to make, but it's actually going to be easier than you think once you get into it, because you'll realize, that you have to set a date first of all too, because you have to make, even if you have to write it down, if you have to tell people, um let me read Kathy's statement real quick. We save animals here at Flip Flops Animal Sanctuary. Oh, thank you, Kathy.
Cool.
That is excellent. Thank you for saving them. Thank you. Definitely, if you want to send me, or even post in the comments there if you can. I don't know if it'll let you post links or just the host can, but if not, definitely send it to me on Facebook, and I'll make sure everyone gets a link to it, or feel free to share it on the page too. But that helped. Like, when I started going vegan, or plant-based at first, I said, "You know what? I want to try to do this for a couple of days, where I just, I don't eat anything but vegetables." So it started for me a couple of days, and in April it'll be 4 years.
That's a
So
commitment.
Mm,
Awesome.
Kathy, how long have you been vegan or plant-based or vegetarian, whichever you may be? Would you mind throwing that other slide back up? The one that had the yes, I just wanted to remind myself what I wrote there. Join the vegan groups, like the vegan pages. That really helped me. I used to read people's blogs that were plant based, and healing, people that have healed themselves. Subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, like everything you can find, because I learned so much just from, there's like a whole nother world that opens up when you find out, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So much information is on YouTube. Just like put in the search bar vegan or plant based, or I know a couple of them just right off the top of my head that I'm a part of, that I'll post in the description too. And begin reading and researching for yourself the benefits of being plant based. Like, that's, if you need to make a commitment, if you want to, if you are going vegan, you're starting out interested for animal rights and for making sure that animals are protected, then you want to go in and really read the real truth about what happens in slaughterhouses. It's so easy for them to, I mean, they don't even allow people to come in and film those, is from what I understand. Like, you can't go in and film what's going on because they want you to believe that the cows are standing around smiling and things like that, and everything is all, and it's a terrible thing. And that, only that first part of the thing that Kathy told me, Meet Your Meat, showed that. So you definitely want to check out some of these documentaries. I know for a lot of people, Cowspiracy, um, and we'll get into those in a little while because they're in another post. But to start with, just start getting into the information and get excited about it. These are some things that I've know that have changed people. Game changers. What the Health was one that, like, that wasn't the first documentary I watched, but when I watched that, it was so eye opening. Kind of things that are swept under the rug or covered up, that, I had no idea that meat was like a considered a processed meat was a carcinogen. You don't hear that, you don't see it on labels. Seaspiracy deals more with how we are impacting the environment. Forks Over Knives, I know I'm on their blog or their website, and they have so many stories of people who've reversed different diseases, chronic illnesses with plant-based diet. I've never seen Eating You Alive or Cowspiracy, but I've heard they're good. And then Kathy's suggestion, Meet My Meat, is came out from PETA. It was a video, and I found it right away when I looked online for it too. So there's some good ones to watch. They're good to watch, even if you can't watch them all, over time, to keep yourself kind of motivated. That's a good thing to watch. So I would say set the commitment, make it, tell your, say it on Facebook, say it to, your friends, your family, let them know, hey, I want to do this. I'm going to go plant-based. And then what comes right after that is you have to get the food in the house that, and get rid of the food that you're not going to want to eat anymore. So definitely grocery shopping. Go to get the right stuff in the house. I've just posted on the page today a grocery list that you can use as like a guide. You don't have to get everything on it, but it's definitely will help you because it tells you on there a lot of the items that we've tried and that we like. Um, it's important to have the right things surrounding you. Like when you go in your fridge, you shouldn't have to, if you're in your own home, especially if you can get everybody that's in the house on board with it and let them try the items, even if they're not at first. Like Hellman's vegan mayo to me tastes just like it. So even if you have people that aren't quite ready to go there, having them try some of this stuff will actually maybe let them know, hey, that's not so bad. And then as they see your results, they'll start to maybe come on board with it. Um, the Basically, you can join also plant-based groups, or recipe groups. That's a good thing to do, or just Google. They have plenty of books and things out there. And I'm not a good cook. I just made tofu for the first time like a month
And it
ago,
was
or not
good.
even
It
that.
was actually really good.
It came out better than I thought. Like, I think I had tried it once a long time ago. I was gonna make tacos or something, and I just ended up getting Chipotle's sofritas, so I gave up. So, when I'm not doing Whole Foods, now I have an alternative that I don't have to buy Gardene's products. I can kind of do my own thing. So it was like barbecue tofu. I think I even
It
had a
was
video
really
on it.
good.
Kathy has been vegetarian for 25 years and vegan since 2014. Nice. That's
Wow.
definitely, I noticed a lot of people did that. They went vegetarian first like you did, Dawn.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
like
had to.
easing your way in.
Mhm.
Not so much culture shock. You know what I mean?
Well, like, I didn't understand when I first started. I just did it because I saw the raw vegan. I went raw vegan, so I was like, okay, that I can't have cheese because there's no raw cheese. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, I
right.
mean, I guess people say there's raw milk or whatever they call it, but not really. I'm just talking raw fruits and vegetables. So that's kind of why I did it. But I learned later on, like, okay, yeah, I see that is still an, in my head now. I'm like, that's an animal product, and that's probably causing a lot of the things that I eliminated meat for. And, so I'm kind of glad that I did the raw at first before I started eating cooked foods, because it kind of helped clear my system of all of that. So
Right.
but yeah, like getting the right things in the house so you don't have to make a choice every time. Like, especially if you aren't really completely, you know, bought in, or it's not something that has resonated with you yet. If you feel like, you shouldn't have to look in your fridge and see, oh, there's ground meat and there's my Beyond Meat or whatever. Just get all the stuff in the house that you're going to be able to eat. Get the snacks that you can eat. Get everything there so you can grab stuff. There's a when you go out, it's a little bit different. You have to kind of, be careful, because some stuff, they just sneak some dairy in those things sometimes, and when you order carry out, I'll never
Right.
forget Denny's sending me a regular burger instead of my Beyond Burger. And it was just, I always open up my food now and look at it and make sure there's no cheese on it. But the cool thing nowadays, and if you've been vegetarian for 25 years and then vegan since 2014, you've had to notice, because I've noticed even over the last couple years since I started, there are so many more plant-based options that have opened up. Like the grocery store food line that we go to over here is like, it was like a little section before of the plant milk, and now it's like almost the whole case, or 2 or 3 of those cases is filled with oat
It's
milk
taken
and
over.
silk, and, and then, like, just the actual vegan, um, cheese and things like that, like the section that has all that and the tofu in it. It definitely has expanded, and different places are offering different options. Not a lot yet. There's not a whole lot of vegan restaurants. There is not one completely vegan restaurant in our area, but it definitely has gotten better so that you have some more options. And I love like Chinese food, so I love the General Tso's tofu. That's like my favorite. So there are options, veggie rice, veggie lo mein, and things. It's just, you have to just ask questions sometimes and ask them where, what's in it. Which brings us to, what is your why? Like that. I remember you did it the same way as me for health reasons, but I remember sharing with you, and this is a good one too, Gary Yourofsky's, um, I always forget what that's called. I'll have to look for the name of it, but I think it was
What
like
I think it's like the greatest speech ever told or something like that.
yes. Yep. And
Greatest
Kathy
speech
agrees
ever
with
made
me.
or something.
Way easier now. Yes, the greatest speech or the most important speech you'll ever hear, something like that. And he just, when he shared that with the cows and everything, I think it was the guy hitting the cow. I think that resonated with you more than
Yeah.
even, because it's easy, like you said, if it's a diet, you can cheat on a diet. But when you find out that there's, lives that are involved, or when you make that connection that there's no difference between the dog and the cow, it just sets you on a whole new mind frame that you can't even believe that you felt the other way. But like, that's why I like helping people to get there from that point, because that was me before I had seen this video or these heard this information. It's kind of like hidden in a weird way. But if you're considering going plant based or vegan, for some it's to save animals and prevent their suffering. For some it's to get healthy and put the right stuff in your body to feel great, boost immunity. That's one thing too. Between that and drinking moringa, we have not been sick, thankfully, and so long. Lose weight. I'll say to get to your optimal weight. Yeah, because I don't like to say lose weight, because it's not like a lose weight quick thing and then you gain it all back. To me, it's a lifestyle. So you can prevent. We had 2 different amazing transformations, and we'll be having more soon. But this show we were doing where we interviewed Rick McKeon and Mark Samuel, that was our first 2 guests. And Rick, or Mark, actually cured his symptoms of MS with a plant-based diet, and Rick McKeon was in his 70s, and he had, I believe, a different like so many different things going on. He could barely walk. He had um kidney disease, cancer, I believe speaks about. And he, within a couple of months of a plant-based diet, got off all his medication. He had like high blood pressure. He's just feeling great. He has ended up hiking a couple of months later after being in that situation. So it's like never too late to find some healing. Some it's for the environment. What usually happens, like I was saying earlier, is like an evolution. Like with me, I started for health reasons, and then it evolved into knowing, that I could never eat meat again because of the animal industry. Um, and it definitely can compound. The more you learn, the more you watch. Um, these are where I talk about the movies, which we've already talked about. But that's definitely also a couple of vegan, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, Dr. Milton Mills, Dr. Neil Bernard, Michael Greger, if you guys can think of any more in the chat. They're all great, great resources that will help you find your why, and help you understand why we're on this plant-based journey. Um, and Kathy said, for me, it was for the animals and still is. If you do it for the animals, it's easier to make the commitment. I can honestly say I never cheated. Yep, exactly, Kathy. That is so true. And that's why I'm so glad that I had, an open mind and kept. I think that's why I'm so adamant that you have to get in, like, the world of vegan and do your research, and because that's what led me to what goes on with the animals with it. If I had just stayed on that one trend and said, oh, it's just healthy, I could have been one of those people that went back and forth, or oh, I'm going to cheat this week, it's my birthday, so I'm going to have meat. Like, that doesn't happen when you do it for the animals. And the way that it evolved for me and for Dawn, when we realized what was going on, it's like, from that minute that she saw that video, she never had meat again. And that's how it was for me. Once I knew, it wouldn't feel right. It just feels disgusting. Like he says in the video, I didn't stop eating meat because I didn't like the taste. I stopped eating meat because it's torturing animals, and it's torturing our body, and it doesn't make any sense when there's alternatives and great things to eat. And health benefits is a bonus, right? Exactly. That's a great outlook to have.
It's like an extra bonus, you know.
I think more people that do it for the animals, stay on that trend, unless they've potentially reversed a chronic illness, and it's something that they feel like to stay alive, they have to do. Definitely, I agree with you. And I
And it
think,
helps the carbon footprint as well. Less animal agriculture,
hmm
you know.
when you think you're only hurting yourself, sometimes you'll continue to do it. But when you realize it hurts something else or someone else, another being, another animal, then it's like, I don't, it's easier to resonate and support that. Or when it's hurting, I sometimes have environmentalists that eat meat, and I'm like, if you knew the impact, the things that I've read, it's like that's one of the biggest. I had someone arguing under one of my videos that that it's not true, and it doesn't impact the environment, doesn't animals aren't treated badly. And it was just like, I couldn't even. I was just like,
I
okay, let
feel
me
like
go ahead and put the facts out there.
that was just somebody trolling you. That was a hater. Everybody knows that's going on. It's common knowledge now. So
Maybe
they
he
were
wanted
just
to
saying,
not believe it so that he could
yeah.
continue to eat whatever he wanted. But I tried to respectfully just give him the facts. But some people, more people, when we have videos out there that sometimes, like, will go into, when they reach a lot of people, there will always be people that are
Haters are
gonna
gonna
come
hate.
in.
Haters are gonna hate. I was telling Coach that the
Exactly.
other day. You know what I mean? I was telling him that the other day when he had a troll in his chat. Haters are gonna hate when you have people that are listening to you, and you're growing your following, and it gets stronger, you're going to have people that are jealous that are going to come after you for like no reason at all other than the fact that they just want to add negativity in something that's positive. It's all good. It's all good.
Exactly. That's a great point, and you just have to kinda let it roll off, I just don't like when people do that under videos that are given a good message because it takes people along the wrong track. But that's
Well,
okay, I
karma's
deleted
gonna
them.
get them. I told them in the Zoom call after trading today that the saying that you had that I said definitely, most definitely belongs on a T-shirt, but that
Nature's algorithm.
karma, yeah, karma is nature's algorithm. That is one of the most profound things I've ever heard. We're
Maybe
putting
when
that on
I'm
a
dead
T-shirt.
and gone, they'll be in a quote somewhere.
No, we're putting that on a T-shirt, dude.
Yeah, why not do it while I'm alive, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I wonder if somebody already said it. That is true. Kat, that is the exact true thing. She said the funny thing about the taste of meat, have you ever eaten it raw or unseasoned? Yeah, I never walked up on the side of the road and grabbed the animal and took a bite or had meat that, yeah, she's like, often the flavor in meat comes from the plants we cook them with. Like, I try to tell people that. They're like, oh, I don't know about tofu, or how do you get, what is this plant-based meat? I'm like, it's whatever you make it into. You don't get ground meat and know, oh, this ground meat seems it's raw sitting there in front of you. This ground meat is meatballs, or you
Here's my
patty it,
thing.
season it.
I have to, at the risk of grossing you out, there is something called tartar, which is like a raw ground beef, and I used to devour that. My grandmother, when I was little, she would mix up hamburger meat and she'd throw some ketchup in there, salt, pepper, and onion before she put it into patties. But she would kind of take a little bit out and eat a little bit, and she would give me a little bit, and I loved it. I literally loved raw ground beef with onion, salt, and pepper and ketchup mixed in it. And it
So you
tasted
still had those vegetables mixed in it.
yeah, and I'm
Uh,
an onion fanatic, so I loved it with the so I have had raw grab, but the thought of it now grosses me completely out. And when I grew up and I would make hamburger for my family and I'd taste a little bit of it without any of that, it was, you're right, it absolutely has no taste whatsoever, none. It was just
mhm.
mush. So, but the thought of that now just completely grosses me out. Just meat, period, in general. When I think of what it is, it's flesh. You're eating flesh. You might as well be a cannibal.
Yeah, and it's so funny that the like backwards, I guess I'll call it, even though I was that person, I get it, but like the way of thinking where people like will comment underneath stuff like, "Oh my goodness, how could you eat that?" Like, "Oh, you eat that just egg," or how could you eat only vegetables, and how could you not drink milk? Like, now it's so weird if we had been brought up thinking that was weird. You're drinking another mammal's milk and you're eating the flesh of an animal, but yet you have like a dog as a pet, and like, it's so misguided the way that our thinking, but it's how we were programmed, how we were brought up. Your grandmother fed you that meat, so that's what we ate. That's we were all taught that you have to have meat on your plate, you have to have vegetables on the side, and you have to like have protein, and milk does a body good. So she Kathy gave us the green throw up with the tartar, right? Yes. I agree. Like that is like even meat to me seems nasty now. Like I literally can
You're
tell
eating
the
dead
smell of it.
flesh. You're eating dead
Yeah.
flesh. And when you really come to terms and to grips with what you're actually eating and get out of your own way, you're eating dead flesh. And it's not something that is appetizing to even think about. I like the study with the baby and the apple and the rabbit or whatever that is. And the baby's
Yes.
not going to want to eat the rabbit. It's going to go towards the apple. That's what we're naturally programmed to do. That's what our bodies are naturally programmed to run off of, are fruits and vegetables, food of the earth, you know? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? You're not going to save the world, but hey, if we can save a few people, then all the
Exactly.
more power. Let's get the other one up here. What was that? What's your why, right? So the next
Yes.
one.
Shit,
That's a short-term
I said
girl.
shit. I put set short together. Short-term
Freudian slip.
goals. Set short-term goals. Like the reason I feel like this is because it's actually like you're just deciding from one meal to the next. Don't take it to, don't say I want to go plant-based for 90 days and then you feel like you messed up. It's like for me, you'll start to feel good, so good. Like I tried it for, I think it was 3 days. Wasn't it 3 days that I wanted to start? And then I went to a week and then I was like, wow, I'm feeling really good. I think I'm going to go a month.
Yeah.
And then I started, as I got into it, if you stay on that course one or day at a time, and you start reading more information and you find out what goes on with animals, and all of a sudden you are bought in. So you got to give yourself time, but you have to set those goals so that you don't feel like it's too far out of reach. Try to do it. Go plant-based for 3 days. If you're not completely bought in, make a commitment to go meatless on Mondays and watch one of these videos each Monday, until you feel like, and try different products if you can't go all the way. I feel like to get the full health benefits and to really understand it, you need to make that commitment, watch a video that talks about the animal, what happens with animals, watch a video that talks about the health aspects if you're not sure, and start to try the almond milk, start to try the products that are out there for you, that if you say, oh, I can't get rid of dairy, you can do that. You can eat this in your oatmeal and it tastes, to me, better. I like the vanilla flavored. It actually makes my oatmeal sweeter, and things. So it actually, a lot of the stuff I have really, it's opened up the taste of food for me. Like I used to
Mm-hmm.
have to like drown my vegetables in like ranch or something, but Hidden Valley Plant Ranch is really good. But you know, actually after a while you're like, wow, I actually like the taste of the food that I'm eating. It
Mm-hmm.
really just makes your body feel like just so much better, and it should make your spirit feel better that you're not, so what do you call it, like promoting that industry that's harming animals, and like just definitely give yourself time to adjust. And in the beginning, if you're not, if you mess up and you accidentally bought a bag of chips that you forgot was sour cream and onion and you messed up, it doesn't mean anything. It's just putting, more good days in than bad. Go ahead and get right on it again, because eventually when you go to the store, you're going to run to the things that I don't even look at other stuff. I'm like, I go right here. I know my vegetables. I know the products I buy when, I want to make spaghetti. I know what I'm buying. I buy my noodles. I buy we've been doing mushroom spaghetti a lot lately, but we used to use the Gardein ground, that's really good, or the Gardein meatballs. And I mean, I've had non-vegans agree with me that when they don't know those meatballs and things, you can't tell the difference. And I know I sound like the crazy vegan lady when I tell people this, but my sister, I don't know if she's here listening in, she was here for, what was it, about 4 days, 5 days for the weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
like I fed she ate all the same meals that I ate, all the vegan products and all of the vegetables and things, and she, even after that short amount of time, agreed, like, wow, this is vegan cheese. Like, I can't tell, I love all these vegetables. She had the barbecue tofu. Like, literally, once you get into it, we're all creatures of habit. You're going to eat the same things over and over because we all do, and you're going to find things that you like, and that's going to be your diet, and you're going to be saving animals, the environment, helping your health. You'll start to see that your blood pressure will go down, and that's, one of the things that was starting to happen to me. I was overweight. I had high blood pressure. When I started eating no animal products, it just automatically went down. And I love it because I can eat as much as I want now.
Mm-hmm.
Like some
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
diets are like, oh, I can have, like, let me get a thing of potatoes the size of a pea, or, you can have a portion of meat in a triangle. Like the Weight Watchers, I've had 5 points now, so I can't have dinner tonight. It's like I could eat vegetables all day. Have you ever seen a cow? Like the way I feel like that sometimes. I'm just grazing.
Oh my god, that was
Mm,
so good.
it's been a long day. I'm starting to get silly now. And then the last thing is like I am get excited. Like I am
Don't
so
get
pumped
silly,
up
get excited.
when I talk about this stuff because it's just like such a passion of mine to like that I found out about it. Just stay motivated. Like what I did was every night when I was making because I had 6 months where I literally just ate raw. So it took me a long time because I like to have it fresh every night. I would make a big salad and then Dawn, when you started eating it, I would make you a salad. So
Yep.
like it was like I would be in the kitchen and every night a different vegetable and I'd start telling her and she'd be like, "Oh, is this the vegetable of the week now?" Because it was like I'd be like, "Did you know that um,
Each week it
carrots
would be
have
like
vitamin A in it that
it'd
actually
be
helps
like a
our
new
skin?"
vegetable each week. It'd be like, oh, honey, corn. Corn has all of this and all of that going on. So I'm going to add corn to our salads. I'd be like, okay, babe. Next thing I
That's
know, we've
why
got
that
corn.
salad ended up
Babe,
so
did you
big.
know that alfalfa sprouts do that? Next thing, alfalfa sprouts. We had literally so many different things in that salad that it was, and it was good. I whittled it down to just some lettuce and tomato and onion and just the basic salad because I wanted to stay alkaline, and all that stuff's not alkaline, but it was good. It was really good. So avocado, throw some avocado in there. You remember you were on a mung bean sprouts thing? I was sprouting
Yep, I
mung
have
bean
some in the
sprouts.
fridge right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got
I remember I
alfalfa
was
and
sprouting them.
mung bean.
Remember I
And
was sprouting
most
them for a minute?
Yeah, that was really cool. We
Yeah, I
have
got
to
to get
get
back into
into
that.
that again this summer. And then you can YouTube or Google health benefits of spinach, for example. You can look up, um, you know, anything that you can type in, like health benefits of a plant based diet, how help saving animals, being vegan, or if you want to, like while you're cooking, whatever you're making, whatever fruit or vegetable you're eating, look it up and listen to a YouTube on that. Listen to different. I found that listening to different people's success stories and hearing different doctors that have that because a lot of people they value what doctors say more than they probably should, but there are doctors, a whole physicians committee of responsible medicine that these guys are on. Dr. Milton Mills, who was just there with the milk behind him, and this is Dr. Neil Bernard. He has like a lot of information. They have a lot of resources on their website. And then one of our friends in the group, Deb, she actually has a site called vegancouragement.com, and that I'll post the link in their group later on tonight or tomorrow. But if you're interested in going on there, it has like a lot of different resources. It has probably all the documentaries. I'll see if she has the one that you mentioned too, Kathy, on there. But it has stories of vegans, like different people who've gone vegan for the animals. It has people who've, you know, cured health issues, and I have my story on there. If you want to go on there, I'm sure she would love to have that on there if you're not already. So it's a really cool website, and it has a lot of resources for new beginner vegans. Um, I think that one of the things that is important to know is there's like so many things out there now, so many resources, so many, replacement type substitute products. It just really doesn't make sense to eat meat. And the more you understand about it and really like I guess once it gets in and it gets in your heart and it gets in your lifestyle, you will it'll be so easy for you. Like, it seems like I've been vegan forever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's such a part of me. Like I had somebody say to me one time, like, wait, you've only been doing this like 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, yeah, it just seems so because I've read and done so much information and got so excited to tell everybody. I always say it's like a movie that you see that you really want to tell everybody about? Because another thing that me and Don, we always talk about this, that it's so hidden, and like I wish there's like 150 commercials on, oh, take this medication and eat this meat, and look, this is a grain free, whatever they say, grass fed cow, like, but never there's another side that ever comes on. And I know you probably feel like this too, Kathy, when you see those commercials trying to portray that animals are treated well, and that you're doing something good when you eat meat or whatever, or not doing something good, but you're not doing anything that would harm an animal. They portray it in such a light like that, and they portray that you have to have these medications, but there's never a commercial that says, hey, you can prevent these animals from being tortured, or hey, you can actually change your health with a plant-based diet. But there's tons of commercials on there for pharmaceuticals that can manage those conditions. KT is in the house. Hi,
Hey,
thank you
KT,
for
what's up?
coming. I was wondering if you were gonna make it. I got the message, it said, "I'll try." I was like, "Oh, man, I know it's not as fun as Takeover Tuesday, but we'll be here tomorrow on, Dawn's channel too." Kathy, I don't know if you watch reality TV at all. 90 Day Fiancé or Married at First Sight. What else is it? The Other Way, Single Life. Wait, what else?
Happily
What
ever
are we
after. Well,
discussing?
tomorrow it's going to be the last of the tell all. So,
Right. And
yeah.
that's, are you doing 8 o'clock or
Um, I think I'll just go ahead
7?
and try to do, yeah, 8 o'clock.
7:30? Okay, 7:30 or 8 o'clock usually will be on there. But I know we've been just discussing the 5 tips to becoming plant-based or vegan, and we were just talking about staying, getting excited, staying motivated, listening to things like this, coming on lives, telling your story to others, posting different, like, get excited about what you can eat instead of what you can't eat is another thing that I started to do. Like, I got so excited about all the things that have opened up to me that I didn't even know were there. Even stuff in the store, I must have been walking right by it and not seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just when you start to make combinations of different things. Like the other night, I just put, like, I took water, put rice in it. I think I posted this one, and then just a bunch of veggies. And like it was just so good. The flavors, like mushrooms, I put like broccoli, like everything that I normally even put in the salad into it. You can just, and like I did the barbecue tofu. There's plenty of stuff out there. If that they have now, chicken nuggets, things that Gardein makes some great products. If you aren't necessarily like, I don't care that it's whole food plant based. There's so many things out there that you can get that taste just like what you were used to eating as meat, that you can't tell the difference. Like sometimes it's almost eerie for me because like I was so used to not eating any meat products. I literally have to go check the package sometimes when we're eating Gardein and stuff like that, because I'm like, okay, this is creepy. It tastes a little too much like meat. And it's like, so definitely give it a chance. If you have health issues or you love animals, that it's definitely something that if you need help, you know what I mean, we've got plenty of resources for you. I've got the grocery list. Um, anything that you can veganize, pretty much any meal. If you tell me what it is, between me and everybody in the group and Dawn, we can figure out a way to get that same meal, whether it's a recipe I find online or just one little simple thing, like, with what we can come up with for you, because you can literally. Hey, Janetta, thank you for coming. I'm gonna
Janetta, what's up,
everybody.
sweetie?
Thanks for coming in. We were just talking about Janetta. I remember talking to her one time. We were discussing something at work, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, I went to Burger King. Was it Burger King? And you chose to have the Impossible Whopper instead of the regular one." I'm still bragging about that. I was like, "Hey, Janetta,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna get
call
her
I'm
over."
gonna call you two the Wonder Twins. Hopefully you guys will stop by tomorrow for Tuesday to take over. You gotta come by because we're
Oh,
gonna be
they'll
doing
be
the
there
last leg of it.
earlier than this. They just came to say hi. I gotta take it. You know, they love to take over. They
That's my Wonder Twins right there, boy.
Mhm.
Where one comes in, the other's right behind them.
Yep. That's because Janetta's
Wonder
gotta keep
Twin
an eye.
powers activate.
I was like, KT in the house. I was like, "Where's Janetta?" I think last week you were working for, Tuesday Takeover. That was, pretty interesting last week. We had fun on that one. I think tomorrow's gonna be fun too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on this tell all. I love I don't even want to get into it, but I loved when Angela got on him. Oh, we'll talk about it tomorrow though. Back to the meatless on Big Ed. I definitely want to talk about the mucus thing. But I think that, you know, one of the things, the most important thing is finding the why. I really do truly believe that, because once you find that, you don't even think of it's not a diet at that point.
Right.
And Kathy, where is your sanctuary located at? Is it in like what state is it in? I was wondering. But I think that's so great that you take those animals in. I love it.
She does rescue or
Well, earlier in the thing, she said that, let me look it up here. Oh, we save animals here at Flip Flops Animal Sanctuary. So I
okay.
was just curious, um,
I
of
think I
where that
must have
is.
stepped away to the little girl's room at that point.
Yeah, I think I read it probably when you were away. I know, because we drink so much water. That's what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
and the other thing, when you're talking about going plant-based, and like I read that you probably have enough B12 in your system for like at least 5, 6 months, but you do want to take a B12 supplement. If there's anybody new here listening, or someone's going to listen to this later on that someone shared this with you, you do want to take a B12 supplement. And I heard that even if you're not completely plant based, like when you get over 40, you absorb B12 a lot slower. So it is important to take that even then. So we take like what, I don't know what I take here, like
2,500
2,500
milligrams.
milligrams a day, because I'm over 40 and I just made it another year to 46 now. So I definitely am getting my absorption's getting slower and slower. Yay for another year. But the funny thing is, I feel like probably like 21 because of the energy I have from eating plants. It really does, it's like a natural coffee, even though I still drink coffee. But if you feel like sometimes sluggish, or you have inflammation, that you're dealing with, or any type of allergies, if you get colds and sick a lot, putting all these vegetables in your system is going to really make you feel a lot better. And then just think about what you're doing for, you know, animals at this. It's just, it really has been like something that I I can't say enough about. That's been one of the best things I did, and it just makes me think, what if I hadn't seen that video?
Yeah.
So definitely share this if you know people that are wanting to get plant-based. What would you say some of your favorite thing is about being plant-based on? I know your energy is high too.
Well, I'm already a nut energy wise. So to me, all it did was kind of enhance that. And I love,
Mhm.
like I said earlier, the cognitive ability that comes along with it. Like something as simple as eating blueberries can help with memory and brain power. I like
Yep.
the fact that not only that, the natural proteins, the plant-based protein that you get out of it is much better for your neurons than the animal fat, the animal protein, because you're going to get eventually, if you have an overabundance of it, you're going to lead yourself down the road of Alzheimer's. And plant-based protein, you run way less risk of stuff like that. So as
Mhm.
we age and get older, I'm happy to feel like I did at 35. You know what I
And
mean? At 30, able to
was it
still work out, I love it.
somebody on the page yesterday, and I can't think of her name. Let me see. I'm gonna try to look it up. Who was I talking to that said that she was 61 and she had not experienced the health issues that her family had had at 61? Like she had, maybe they are at that point in time, usually by a lot of people at 61, they're on some type of medication or they've had certain health conditions. She still feels like she did 20, 30 years ago, and she's been a long time I think vegetarian then vegan, and like it's just it's amazing that they don't really even tell you this when you go to the doctor and you get on medication sometimes, where doctors, that's what they're trained to do is hey, this is happening to you, here's the medicine for it. But if you realize that you can really feel so much better and reverse different things that are going on with you, that's one of the really major health benefits, that you can prevent those diseases when you could enjoy your older years instead of
Right.
not being able to potentially walk, or not being able to get around well, or not being able to having to take like 100 medications and in and out of the doctors. You can actually really live in your years,
Live
and
your
like you
best
said,
life, you know?
that a lot of people argue with me too. Sometimes they're like, well, yeah, but if you eat plant-based products, it's still, you're not getting cholesterol when you're eating them. Yes, you shouldn't overload yourself with every day
Process.
with processed foods in any case, but still eating those is still better, because you're not hurting an animal and you're not getting cholesterol. The only thing that has cholesterol, bad cholesterol, is animal products, So I still feel like too, you have to know that even though I promote whole food plant-based diet, and I like the raw diet, even, to be 90% or 80%, 70%, whatever you can, as much raw as you can get is great. But if you are transitioning, or are like us and we like those comfort foods, when you wanted French toast, we could still have it. When we
Right.
wanted spaghetti for anniversary, we were able to have it. When you want Thanksgiving dinner like everyone else, or you want to prepare it for your family, you can still have it, because they've got products out there now, and you can substitute just you know almond milk or soy milk in your mashed potatoes and still make them, and they taste just as good. And people don't realize that once you start cooking with all vegetables, or you know y- it tastes really good. And that's what I think people don't understand. They think, oh, I'm going to be a vegan, I have to eat a piece of lettuce, and there's so much good food. Tabitha
Mhm.
Brown, that's another person that you want to look up if you
Chickpea
haven't.
tuna salad.
Wow, that was good. I couldn't believe it that that tasted like tuna salad. I think somebody told me they tried that. Was it Janetta? I think she said she made it, or it might have been Gwen. I can't remember. Somebody told me that they tried, or maybe both. But there's just so much stuff that we tried. Oh, we made the what else was it that I tried recently? Oh, I actually tried to make for the first time the carrot dog. And it actually came out, oddly enough, it had the texture of a hot dog, but I put way too much liquid smoke, I think it was, in it, that created a kind of a odd flavoring. But because I didn't have the measurements right in front of me, I was just kind of winging it. And I don't think I had the, was it maple syrup? I don't think I had that to like sweeten it. But I
Right.
remember I did that recipe for carrot bacon. So there's different things you can make with vegetables if you want to do whole food, or
Right.
you can purchase that when you want, because they've got all kinds of products with tofurkey, lunch meat, anything you can want, and beyond meat, Gardein, different items. So if you're, I put all of that in the grocery list. So whatever kind of plant-based vegan you want to be, you've got everything in that grocery list. If you want to go buy Oreo cookies, they're vegan, or if you want to have a super salad like I'm going to have tonight, you can do that. Anything that we can do to help have people eat less animal products. And really, hopefully, at some point, I may not be alive, but I hope that we look at that like something crazy that we did back in the day. Like, oh, remember they used to eat animals? I think it can happen. And it will, because the world will evolve. We've made a lot of mistakes.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. It'll come
That's
full
one of them.
circle.
Does anybody have anything else? Any questions or anything they want to say? Or, I want to thank you, KT, for stopping in, and Janetta, thank you for coming. And Kathy, you have been such a valuable part of this stream with your comments and you've been vegan for a long time, so I could learn a lot of stuff from you, and I'm interested to hear more from you. Thank you for being in the group too. And of course, our producer extraordinaire, JJ Video. Congratulations. She just hit 1,000 subscribers.
Woohoo! Thanks to American Dream Trading, Coach Chad Christian over there, and the whole family over at ADT Trading. I mean, this is a group that I have recently become a part of, and they have welcomed me in just like family. And he basically teaches you how to trade stocks and earn passive income through the stock market. And it's just I'm learning a lot over there. And he got on his got on his horn the other day, and everybody banded together and literally within an hour had me from 600 subscribers to up almost 1100.
Wow.
And I was completely impressed. I put
It
a
was
thank you
crazy.
video out there. Yeah, it was like it went on for like an hour, and they had me up, and now it's over 1100. I've been trying to get there for, you guys know, if KT and Janetta are here, I talk about it every week, so I can't wait to share that with you. I made a little video. I'll play it on tomorrow's
I know
stream.
I
I
had to
can't
give
wait
it
to
away
share
early. Sorry.
it.
I was
It's all
excited.
good.
I was getting ready to say, if you don't mind, like and subscribe. And I think what I'm going to do, because I want to do one of these on TikTok, because I know it's like a huge audience. And I definitely feel like, to Kathy's point, I want to start getting the video set up so we can actually, see face to face and everything. But if you don't mind, subscribe and like. I just put a bunch of videos, out. So if you want to check those out, share them if you like them. Anita, hey,
Hey,
welcome. I just
Anita,
saw
what's
you
up?
popped in there. I was getting ready to scroll and make sure I didn't forget anybody. Thank you for coming in. I hope
I
things are
sent
going
one
good. You're
to Ro over on Instagram. I guess maybe she might have been tied up, but
Yeah,
yeah.
she's been working a lot this time of year.
I put it in I
Everybody's
put it
working. Janetta was
yeah,
working. What's going on? We
I
got to
put it
start
in the
working.
Discord too over at ADT, but I don't know. The plant-based thing is not like necessarily, the most exciting thing to talk about unless you're one of us, you know what I mean?
Maybe we should have called it something else when you posted over there, like stock tips secrets. I'm just kidding. That would be deceiving.
Stock tips of the
And
plant-based
then they
world.
get in here and I'm just talking about vegetables and they'd be really mad.
Hey, listen, it'll make you a lot faster trader if you think quicker on your
Y-
feet.
That's right. It can
It's all
really play a
relative.
part in everything,
It's
right?
true.
And
It's all relative.
Anita, how are you feeling? You still hanging in there doing mostly plant-based? I don't know if she's still here or she just dropped in and dropped out. I know everybody's usually it's kind of a Monday. I love talking about it on Monday because it's Meatless Monday, but I know it's a tough time for everybody. They're getting started into their week, and then I didn't even do one last week. It was just I forget what happened. I had worked late. I think that's what happened. Yeah, that's what it was. I had to
Hmm.
work late. I couldn't remember why we didn't do it, but I don't like to miss a week of Meatless Monday. I couldn't wait until today. I've been posting about it since this morning, I think, or earlier in the day, because I was like, "Yay, it's Meatless Monday. I get to see everybody."
Well, we'll be back consistent with it. starting this week. So
Yes, definitely. I guess we'll get ready and kind of wrap it up and just go through the tips one more time. So remember, if you are getting ready to go plant-based, here was our top 5 tips. I also have this on the vegan knowledge page. And Dawn, I'm going to give you the link to that to put in the description. I keep forgetting because it's a good way for us to, be able to talk the vegan knowledge group. And I
okay,
also have, um, and then so we've got 5. Oh, that's 5 minutes till we're live. I got the wrong one. I was about to read that one. But our 5 tips. So we've got, first of all, is make a commitment. And that's the important thing, is to decide on a date, get ready, you're going to do it. And then the second thing is going to be go grocery shopping, take the grocery list either I made or come up with your own, and or you can find them online, I'm sure, and find all kinds of plant-based things to put in your house so you can get rid of everything that you have that's not plant-based. And it's not going to be that much stuff, you'll realize. Like I said, most of the stuff when you make spaghetti, tomato sauce, most of it, unless you get the meat, sauce, is already plant-based. So you're just making some substitutions. And Anita said, listen to your body. That's a really good tip, because
yes,
your body will start to tell you, like, oh, this is what I've been wanting. And it's like, I had such I'm a stubborn person, really, in a sense. I've got to, really let something resonate with me. And I never would have thought that what you ate had anything to do with other things that were going on in your body. Like, not directly, like, oh, I ate this, I feel sick. It's like, I had no idea that the dairy was causing me to have allergies in the springtime. I had no idea that that was what was causing acid reflux, not the meat that I just ate, but just overall it's crazy. She said, I just made vegan potato salad. The Hellman's was not bad. All right, we got a new Hellman's
right.
fan. Like,
Oh
I
my God,
hadn't had
during the
mayo in so long.
summertime,
I always want people to confirm that for me. Would you say,
during
Don?
during the summertime, that was my jam. I had
Yes.
so much. I just came off of doing a bunch of fasting, so I got down to like 183 so far. So, and then I'm gonna go
Woo!
all raw vegan. This was from 211 at the beginning of the month, so damn
Yeah,
near
she was
30
a
pound weight
fasting
loss.
machine last month. I don't know. I fast during the day, and that's about all I can do.
And that's what I'll be doing next month. But I'm telling you, it is well worth it. Yeah, it was really awesome. But yeah. So what was the third thing, Jen? What's your
Third,
why?
what's your why? That's it. And we've been talking about the different reasons that you can become interested in going vegan, and different movies that you can watch that will kind of, if you're already on the fence about it, to push you that way. Because, like, if you find out what really goes on with animals, and especially if you're an animal lover, if you find out what goes on in the health industry or what it's doing to your health. What the health? That's my favorite one. Forks Over Knives has so many success stories of people who've healed themselves. And Kathy told us a new one. Meat. Why do I always forget what the heck that is? Meet Your Meat. That's what it is. I love the name of that, and then I can't remember it. I'm like, maybe I need to eat some more blueberries or whatever you said was spinach. One of those. But yeah, I definitely haven't even seen all these. Game Changers is going for athletes, especially. Anita said, "I'm beyond stubborn, but when I get tired of my IBS flaring and having to stay on a ginger ale diet, you'll make a change. Isn't that the truth?" And that
Right.
is a good why. It's like an entire meal. And yesterday I went to Ever Bowl for the first time. Oh, what's that? I've never been there or heard of that. Is that a vegan spot? Or is that just where you can make, like, plant-based bowls? I gotta hear that. The next thing was set short-term goals, and I'm sure, Anita, you'll probably agree that sometimes you have to just, "Hey, I'm gonna do it 1 meal at a time. I'm gonna do it for Mondays. I'm gonna do it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday." And then as you get evolve into it, you start to feel those changes and listen to your body. You start to find out more information. You start to see there's so many other people that are plant-based and their success stories, and you find out more of the videos with the, how it's saving animals, and you just like all of a sudden that food, those veggies and that health that you're feeling and energy become a part of you. So you have to do it. You have to remember, like Dawn, you always say this, you have to start somewhere. If you say, I'm
Yeah.
going to start February, why not say, you know what, I'm going to go to the store tomorrow and start? You might as well go ahead and get the grocery, like, don't keep putting it
Just
off
jump
too.
in.
Jump
Jump
in.
in right where
At
you
least
are.
start trying some products, so
Right.
that, like Anita says, it's not bad. It's there's a lot of good stuff out there, and your body will start to crave what you're feeding it.
Yeah, I was
Um,
eating a lot of potato salad. That put a lot of weight on me over the summer. But yeah, I'd get my onion and my celery, put a little bit of mustard in there, some salt and pepper, and that Hellman's vegan mayo, and it was off to the races. I'd make like a whole bowl of it and just sit there and munch out on it.
Anita said, "Damn, Dawn, you go, girl, with that weight loss."
Yeah, that was
Oh,
almost 30 pounds. So, and I'm staying on the, vegan diet and haven't gone back, haven't eaten any more pizza. And I'm trying to take it down into the 170s and 60s by the time February's out. So yeah, we're gonna keep it moving.
that's
And the
great.
last one was
Get
get
excited, get
excited.
motivated, watch YouTubes, join a bunch of groups, watch health benefits of all the different vegetables that you're eating, even if you do it one each night. Watch stories of people who've healed themselves, watch how animals are, treated. If you come on and find those, watch a documentary every week, and definitely get excited about what you can eat. Find different combinations, find people to talk to and share recipes with, like, hey, check this out. I made this, I made mushrooms and put barbecue sauce on, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you can get excited about what you're eating and not what you're not eating, and get excited about why you're doing it, and get excited about how you're feeling and how you're changing. You'll start to feel more energy, you'll start to lose weight, and tell other people your story, because that's the way that we all, I watched a documentary and heard a bunch of success stories, and there I am 4 years later. And, I think that a lot of people could really feel better about what they're doing. They can feel better about the environment, the animals, and they'll feel better physically, get off their medications. And they don't know, some people do not know until you research it and find out that you can heal your chronic illnesses with a plant-based diet. There's so many stories of this. So it's definitely something to consider if you are at a point, like you said, if you're ready to listen to your body. I like that
That's
that
it.
Anita said.
That is it. Well, I am speaking of salad, I'm ready to go eat
I
one.
know, right? We've been talking about food enough. I'm like starving now, literally, probably because I've been fasting, except for my celery juice, which we'll talk about that next week.
I just whipped up some of Chipotle's famous guacamole. They have the recipe on YouTube, and we had a couple of avocados sitting there that were hard from Walmart earlier, and they softened up. So, got that waiting for me. Exact replica. I have mastered the Chipotle guacamole.
Yes, she definitely has. I don't eat the guacamole because I don't like the onions in it, but she made me a little side of just what did you put in mine? Just
Yeah, I,
nothing?
I gave you everything that's in it. And it's so simple. You just got a couple of Hass avocados, some jalapenos, some couple of squeezes of lime, some cilantro, and some red onion. So you got everything but the red onion in there.
That sounds good. What
And
else
some
have
salt, some sea salt.
Yes, that sounds so good. That's like I
And it's healthy
yeah.
fat, it's healthy fat, especially if you're on a keto diet. and
And it'll
they're
fill you up too,
yeah, a lot
healthy
of people are like,
fats.
I'm on keto, I need my meat. Well, you know what? Avocado is one of the healthiest keto plant-based foods that you can do for your that you can eat and put in your body. So,
Yeah,
you
the low
know,
definitely, and it's okay to have carbs, once you clear, like they say in the if you're on it because of type 2 diabetes, you definitely can have carbs once you eliminate and unclog all the meat and dairy from your system because it'll allow those sugars to go where they're supposed to,
you know
not
the funny thing, you've heard me talk about this recently. I have one of the worst sweet tooths that there is imaginable. And I now, ever since doing all this fasting this past month, I cannot stand sweetness. Like
yes,
sweet
your taste
sugar,
changes.
yeah, sugar. I mean, literally, if there are things that I would have put like right now, I could not eat a glazed donut if I wanted to. I would
I
spit
can't
that.
even
I
stand a
can't eat
lot of
anything
salt.
sweet. Yeah.
I literally
Now,
had to start buying
savory, I'm
saltless
good.
chips.
Savory, I'm good. I cannot get with the sweet. It's so weird what has happened this month. I cannot stand something that I would have not considered that sweet. The only thing that I've had that had some sugar in it recently that I could actually like be cool
Was
with
the French
was some
toast.
no the ginger ale. After a few minutes, the French toast, I couldn't eat any more of it.
Yeah, because we
You
dipped it in,
know?
she had maple syrup on it, and it was, like, too sweet.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
so
not
wild.
me.
You crave, like, freshness and, like, it's
Yeah.
just things you could never say never because I would have never said that I could, when I was 30, I would have never, ever thought that I could not eat meat, honestly, or dairy because I was such a huge cheese and then look at what happened. I not only not eat it, but I can't stand it, and my body craves the stuff that and like oh, that's what I was saying. When you were talking about the sugar, I remember one
Mhm.
time before you completely went I don't know if it was after you went plant-based or not, but you gave me a drink of this lemonade and like literally I almost died. I was like, this is too sweet. How are you even drinking this? Because I never really liked sweet like real sweet stuff, like even fruits. I like the like lesser of the sweet, like cantaloupe, avocado, like different
See, I love
cucumber.
sweet fruit. I gotta have my I can eat grapes and things like that.
Yeah,
Fruit
but
I
that's a
can eat.
different kind of sweet. You're
Right, right,
talking
right,
about
right.
like processed sugar sweet.
Right. I don't
Okay.
like it now. I'm like, and I love that. That's a good thing.
Yes. But yeah, your taste will definitely like your body will start to say, "Oh, that now that I'm not having that other stuff for a while, now this is what I want." And
Yeah, my body's
it's
rejecting
wild.
it. My taste buds are reject like, no, we don't want that anymore. It's like, what?
But unless you do it, you would have never believed me had had told you that.
Right. It's you hand me a piece of cake and I'm like, I don't want that because it's gonna be too sweet. I'm like, I would have never me. Come on.
Right. I know. I'm like, I was so surprised the other night. I'm like, are you serious? You would have been putting like two more piles of that syrup on there, and you almost like I almost had to give you a piece of mind to like make sure it wasn't that sweet. I'm like, you want to sob it up, or what do you call it? Absorb it. I'll take it. But
Wow.
yeah, well, thank you for putting that together with the little tips on there for me, and
You're
everything was so
welcome.
organized. I really am thankful for that. And we will, I guess, see everybody next week at 7:30. If you'll be here, I'll be here. I've
Same
had 2 scoops
vegan
of
time,
basket.
same vegan channel.
Before we go, Anita said she doesn't have a taste for the 2 scoops of Baskin Robbins in the freezer for 3 days. Right, that's crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it'll happen. It'll happen. It's like,
What
you know what? Now that she mentioned that, just thinking about the because I love Ben and Jerry's fudge brownie. It's vegan chocolate ice cream. Just thinking about that is making me want to
sweet.
gag.
Yeah,
And I would
me
have
too right
never
now
thought
because we
that.
went whole food raw for a while. That's what it is,
I'm
except
on
for the French
raw
toast.
and just veggies right now, and the savory is what I'm craving. I don't want anything sweet at all. I'm like, that's weird for me, you know?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go eat our non-sweets because I know we have to get up early.
I know. That's another thing. When you eat a lot of veggies, and I've been doing a lot of like I've been eating a little bit throughout the day, which I don't really want to do. But I've for the past 2 days, I've eaten a lunch of like stir fried, sautéed onions and cabbage. I'll just
Wait,
like
I've gotta tell this story, okay? Like, literally, I feel like she was gone 3 minutes, right, on Sunday, and I'm like, all of a sudden, she walks in with this plate, like, all this, like, cabbage and onions and this really good-looking mixture with corn on the side, and I'm like, "Wait,
couple
how
of
come it
cobs of
takes me, like,
corn.
an hour to make food and you just whipped you need to be at, like, we need to open a vegan restaurant or something." She coulda put
It
out
was
5
like
plates.
eating a massive egg roll without the fried dough.
Mhm. That's what
It
it
was like
smelled
the
like.
innards of an egg roll, and it tasted so good because I don't like my vegetables. I like them al dente. I like a little bit of crunch on them.
Well,
So,
that's better if
oh,
you're
that was
raw, you
good.
probably still had them raw because it's a certain temperature. I think it's 180 degrees. You can still be
Yeah, they're
considered
they're
raw.
they're cooked. They're soft, but not soft soft. Like there's a slight crunch to them, like there would be in an egg roll. Like not soggy,
You
but
didn't
not
delete all the
raw.
nutrients. That's good.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's so good. And then you got us all like those corn on the cob. So I've been eating 2 pieces of corn with it. And that's just been my jam in the middle of the day. I don't want to eat in the middle of the day, but I've been allowing myself to do it up until February, where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back to the fasting. So I'm gonna like the 28th Saturday. I'm not gonna eat all weekend. I'm gonna not eat Saturday or Sunday. And then I'm gonna start in Monday with a 20-hour fast every day and just eat the salad at night and
Oh,
see how
wow.
far that takes me. I've just been experimenting with different things, but I think that's the lifestyle that I'm going to land on right there. That's my jam right there. One meal a day, OMAD with the raw vegan. I think I'm ready to finally do it after all this fasting. I've prepared myself. So, we will keep our fingers crossed that I can stick to it, guys, and hopefully cure my eyesight issues.
That's the vegan French toast that was too sweet for her, if you wanna make it. I put the link in the, YouTube. Well, I'm really
Oh, it's a
proud
good
of you.
video. It's a good video. It was fun. It took maybe 20 minutes, half an hour to cook up, and it was real fun. She was filming me the whole time.
I
Although
love it.
Beyond could make those sausages a little bit bigger. Okay, Beyond, what the hell?
Yeah, definitely. They were like little,
They were as small as they
quarters.
look. Yeah, man. They're like
You need
two.
some bigger
You could
sausage.
put two 50-cent pieces together, and that would have been that. I'm like, come on now. Gotta give me a,
Wow.
you know.
I'm like, I've been, even though I had that
It's
because
not a
it was
patty, it's a
like
medallion.
you were craving it and like and once I started smelling it, I wanted that food, but like really I've been in this zone for like wanting like really just whole foods. Like my body goes through it like it tells me sometimes and then sometimes I go, you know what I do sometimes with the bread and you know,
But you can afford
sometimes
it.
I'll
Your weight stays off. So she can eat potatoes and bread and rice and does not gain 1 pound. I'm like,
I
wow,
got the
that's some
metabolism jumping.
yep. I gotta do my workouts to keep my metabolism up. I gotta get up early every morning, get on the bike, get that
Well, I
total gym
have been
going.
doing my stepper though. That was my New Year's
Yep.
resolution was
I'm
to
proud of you with that too. You've been keeping up with that.
cut my wine out as much as I can and cut out the go do my stepper 20 minutes. So I
Yeah, you've been
remembered
doing
10
good.
minutes before this started that I didn't work out, so I worked out for 10 minutes today, but I did 20 minutes yesterday and technically I was gonna maybe take the weekend off, so I guess I can look at it as a wash. But I want to thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you
coming.
guys for coming and hanging
Thank you
out
for
with us.
participating in the chat. And I miss you guys. I can't wait till next week already. Well, tomorrow, if you're free, I'll see you all tomorrow at
Take over
J and J's
Tuesday,
page.
baby. We're
Woo
gonna grill them
woo!
up. We're gonna grill them up. Grill Big Ed. throw his ass right on that grill and fire him up.
At least he's a person, not an animal, because we don't cook them.
Right.
We're not
Guys,
cannibals either.
have a great night, guys.
Have a good evening. Thank you again for coming, and we will see you on next
Some
Meatless Monday and tomorrow evening.